Hey there, it's RPM with D and Ryan.
That
This
is
is
indeed
Elysium.
Yep, that is indeed the case. And when you last left us, we got prank called by a suicide doorbell.
Yeah, pretty much. That was
Yeah, I never
fun.
thought I'd be opening an episode with that.
Yeah, I could think of
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah,
But,
things could have been worse. Well, yeah, it was worse. We spent a point of volition so that we could get scammed by the suicide doorbell.
that too. But, yeah, the body's been dragged away, everything. We've been looking around. We've
Yeah,
been slowly getting rid of objectives.
yeah, just doing stuff because
Kim's going to be away until nightfall, and
yeah, we're still around. Right, so we do have a couple of what skill check still requires volition with Joyce?
well, it'll probably be once we get our badges back.
Maybe it's maybe it's scamming them. Well, the check is available now. That's the thing that I've got.
Hmm.
You know what? We'll go over there.
But yeah, basically, we spent a couple of hours just potting around and ticking things off of the list and forced the other guy to go, give us the key.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but so we gave information about the lady driver, and we've now learned our main objective, that we need to figure out who killed the mercenary correctly before the two remaining mercenaries that are around just kill who they think did it.
We know one of them is definitely the guy at the docks because we questioned him about it.
Yeah. The other,
Is a female.
which I'm actually possibly thinking is the woman we met at the start of the game.
That's what I was thinking.
Mm.
Laid on the roof because she's having a smoke up there, and that's a good
Yeah.
vantage point.
She's been having a smoke all day. No, we don't need to know about the tattoos. What was... Do you have a license for this boat? Okay, officer, I show you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft. Or pleasure craft, eh? Oh, the love boat. The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
Sure.
Can I see your license? I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officer. It's completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in one, not two, but two inch-Olympic regattas. And finished once. Are you not concerned of the fact that she said it took part in 2 regattas and finished once?
Eh,
What happened the other time?
no, she didn't finish.
The other time I would have finished the race were it not for an urgent work matter, much like the one I'm on now. You know what? It's good enough for me.
Oh.
Not a lot of people on boats, are they? Of course there are. She looks around. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Wait, we're on an archipelago? Yes, we are. She raises her brow. We are on La Caliu.
Huh?
Still? Haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here. I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kanema motor carriage either. Kim, that's your car.
Hmm.
She's referring to Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage. That's not mine. No matter whose it is, a motor carriage is just a tool. You need to do it. You need to do your job, as I do mine. It's just a means of getting where you need to go. Okay, we have a handle on the boat thing. Oh, trade secrets. First, you have to repeal the Emergencies Act to trade in ailments that gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus. An octopus? I will slay it! No.
I can't repel him.
Yeah, how do we... Yeah. Why? By throwing yourself off half a century of foreign domination under the Coalition. Unfortunately for you, the Coalition also leases you the right to police West Revachol. Oh, that is such the octopus.
Hmm.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words. But I'm derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike. Yeah, well, what's your role? I believe the official title is Senior Labour Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. Okay. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer. And how are these talks going? They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2.2-metre racist behemoth blocking the gates. You mean Jean-Luc, my race mentor? He's a great teacher, a man of virtue. I need to take that out of the fort cabinet.
It was the talk going.
Yeah, we'll go. Yeah, you're right, we'll go with that one. Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived. How long have you been here? I arrived 3 weeks ago. Oh my god. She thinks. Yes, in the middle of February, the bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM. I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont, despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
What happened then?
The union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
What are the demands?
There are leaflets everywhere and banners. Oh, what did they say again? Oh, yes. Every worker a member of the board. Most of the workers probably don't even know what that means.
Hmm.
I don't know what to think about that.
I'm thinking over aggressive.
Commie posturing. Over aggressive commie posturing. In its defense, another said demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker a member of the board. Most of them probably don't even know what that means. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines Group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group. That's pretty funny, I'd have to admit.
Hmm.
They're having a blast, but how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they'd prefer a more practical solution.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now people are getting lynched, I hear, behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
It's couple of did you put him there?
The scabs? She raises her brow. You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock come to plead for work where the union refuses to? Yes, they were organised by Wild Pines. The contractors picked them up from Jamrock and drove them over. This is standard practice. The company reserves a right to man its stations.
What do you think of Everett?
Everett Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, is that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everett is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood. Yeah, that's Everett, all right.
That's Everett.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother Edgar.
Wait,
Right.
there's two of them?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everett does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see. with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of the workers' dues. What about the union itself outside the Brothers Clare? The Debadars Union was once a perfectly normal institution, 20 years ago anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. She adjusts her hair. Organised labour is at its best, they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a. How do you say? She hesitates, looking for the right expression.
A giant leech took the life out of Evershaw.
Or a mob. She nods. Sadly, Wild Pines has cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers. So what happened to this Gaumont? Mr. Clare told him to. How did he put it? She pauses to compose herself. Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Oh.
Hmm.
Okay then.
Yes, keep in mind this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who has more than fair with him and the Union. So one more thing, you said something happened in the elections. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Uh,
Some kind of extortion, probably.
yep.
Indeed, the company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with them.
Mm.
Okay, that's all I need here. By the way, I've talked to Everett Clare. That just popped up.
Mm.
You have? She smiles carefully. And how did you like Mr. Clare? Finally, time to choose sides.
I didn't. He's person.
Everett Clare is a hero of the workers' movement. He's the champion I've sworn fealty to. No, he's a
Oh.
bloated rainbow socialist. Closer. I can do business with him. For a socialist, he's reasonable. He's not the champion, and I have chosen. I wish to swear fealty to you and the cause of capital. I have the feeling the international community does not approve of him, or it's not important if I liked him. I was doing my job. I don't like him. I mean, look, our second mission, where he's
Mm.
told us to get 2 signatures, we've changed to get any 2 signatures.
Mm.
Number 4.
What's you?
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or, wait, actually, she answers her own question. Corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic worm like corruption reaching into the bowels of the earth. She looks at the ground and nods. Of course, I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a worm myself. There's a pause. But if you feel like passing some information, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be, she smiles, gossiping.
Mm.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things. Tell her she'll like you for it. Thanks, conceptualization. I don't care what that one came from. Oh, and the horrific necktie. Yes, your disgusting tie agrees completely. Let's gossip. Mr. Everett is helping me find my gun. We might as well just go down the list here.
Mm.
Oh! Her eyes become large and round. That's so helpful of him. So very, very helpful, she repeats. And how's that going? Do you have any leads on that gun?
Mr. says he's almost ready to be found soon.
Did he now? Her eyes narrow. Well, then it should be any day now. Unless, of course, he's lying to you. Anyway, was there anything else you heard? I helped him turn up the heat on the Borscht.
Mm.
Did you now? She's intrigued, if a little confused. What sort of borscht is he making? The cook makes it to keep the strikers drunk. Helps them strike.
Mm.
Telling you, I have no love
Sing
lost for
against it.
Claire.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, the strike brew, she nods. That's a classic. And by turn up the heat, I presume you mean put more alcohol in it?
Yep.
Why, if I may ask, why make them more drunk? Aren't they corked enough already? It's uninteresting. I thought it would make the broth taste better. Very curious. She blinks both eyes. A very curious thing to do.
Mm.
What else?
He's asked me to open it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we are telling her everything we've done for him so far.
Can
And
do.
I assume the more we do for him, the more we'd be able to speak to her about it.
Mm.
A referral, you mean? I take it this was for someone in the RCM. She waves her hand. No, don't answer that.
No, I mean like a real door to someone's house.
Oh my, a real door? It had to be done. I got information. It was useful to the case.
Mm.
That's pretty good to hear, Detective. Police work is rarely pretty, but it sounds like you did what you had to do. Her bartering mind cannot fathom that you didn't ask for anything in return.
Mm.
Uh,
Um,
Ever asked the Union's militant wing to fully cooperate with the investigation?
what's you?
Because this was the information that I thingy.
Oh,
So of the information, it was that, wasn't it?
yeah.
How benevolent, she thinks for a second. Hopefully they'll help you sort this whole business out, if they haven't already. I've said all I can. Well, I hope it yields something. Otherwise, you'll have opened that door for naught. Anything else?
Uh,
Oh, this is all information.
mm.
Well, might as well go from the top. The Union's militant wing organised the lynching. Yes, she leans slightly closer. That's to talk about town. The Hardy Boys, they're called. A crooked smile returns to her face. I find the name rather amusing, honestly.
Mm.
Everett said the Wildpine sent mercenaries after the Union, and now one's dead. Misinformation. She shakes her head vigorously. This is all because we haven't shared information on the lynching yet. See? Already the adversary uses it to their advantage. Don't let him. Hurry up on that probe. The moment you tell me you're finished at the traffic jam, I will gladly tell you the company's side of the story. She must really want you to look into the drugs, otherwise she'd tell you. She was worried for a moment that she's overplayed her hand by not sharing info sooner. Then she settles down, curious to hear more. He didn't seem at all worried about the whole conflict that's developing. I wouldn't have taken Everett for a saber rattler. Was he surrounded by Union men he wanted to impress? No, it was more like he wanted things to get worse. In secret, of course. And he wasn't trying to impress anyone. I think he wants things to escalate. Or he wants you and me to believe he wants to go to war.
Maybe he's just manipulating us.
I'll think it over, Detective. Thank you for relaying this information to me. This gave a pause. She's pensive suddenly. Hard to say about what. Have I underestimated the Union's ferocity? She has to ask herself by now. Well, that's all we got to say. What you've said is quite enough. You've given me a lot to consider and may have helped prevent this conflict from escalating. Healed morale, yay! Hear that,
Yeah.
hero? Feels good, doesn't it? You should relay confidential information more often.
He asked me to deliver an envelope.
Ah, speaking of confidential information, sounds like he has you running errands, Detective. A well-established dominance ritual, she thinks. Where did he have you deliver him? To a nameless settlement down the coast, nearby. Ah, yes, I've been meaning to go there. She looks over the bay, with longing, clear and simple longing. Strange. Why does she want to go there? You're quite fond of this village, aren't you? I should be. She nods. There's that crooked smile again. In my youth I had a brief dalliance here in Martinez. He was an older man, with impossibly broad shoulders. Jean-Luc? No.
Uh,
He's probably dead by now. Even his shack is long gone. Not that it matters. These buildings are all carbon copies of one another.
you've been to Martinaise before?
Yes, I was slumming it with some girlfriends of mine. We had boats, and she smiles. Don't hold it against me. My paramour certainly did not.
Sounds like you missed those times.
Not overly so. It's not like this was the only place we visited. Me and my girlfriends from Ozone with our shiny boats, like reavers. We told ourselves we were the worst thing to happen to the coast since the coalition landed back in '08. Imagine. She tosses her head. She's sentimental, all right. You don't know enough about her to find out exactly why. She will keep her secrets for now. He wants to build a youth centre here for the children of Martinez. Ryan, you bad man. Give everything away. A youth centre with Edgar Clest's statue on top of it. Her eyes run across the water remorsefully. Go ahead, help him. Make it so. I have no power to stop him. So you're sad you can't buy the place? Yes. I'm sad I will never have all the time, detective. I've always wanted a dilapidating fishing village. She's more defensive about it than usual. Full of ghosts and ancient memories. She smiles. Has this errand yielded you any information? Well, that's everything we've got so far. Of course, detective. She simmers down. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
I don't think no.
No, I think, yeah, that is it, isn't it?
I think so.
Well, we didn't find out where that volition point goes. What we did do
Is
is
have
spend
a
20-minute
time
conversation, yeah.
with Joyce.
Well, it got us 15 experience. That's...
Hmm.
Experience is always good.
Yeah, but basically we know Joyce hasn't got anything for us anymore.
Yeah, so... Oh yeah, we still haven't got that. Still need to prove our authority to the Hardy Boys, and I don't know where else we're going to find that. So just...
Can't do that till tomorrow.
That is true. I'm
We
just
have the
wondering if there's actually anything left of the day.
don't know. Check through those things.
Just looking and seeing what we got here. Did put more perception on, but that didn't change anything regarding the door.
Nope.
How's my physical instrument these days? Ryan will get to the correct thing soon. There. Right. So still need more physical instrument in regards to that. Is she saying anything?
Doubtful.
Oh yeah, shouldn't a working class woman
Not
be
all
working?
the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
Maybe your husband is missing? My husband? No, he's not.
Okay.
So where could he be? Oh, I don't know. He's at home, out drinking with his friends, working.
Right, got it. Thanks.
She gives you a short nod and shifts her attention. Maybe your children are missing?
Really?
No, absolutely not. Her words come out as quick as gunshots. Okay, so where are they? Are you a policeman or a nanny? I police whatever I want. Where are they? They're not missing, sir. You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance.
Oh.
No! What if something horrible's happened? What if they're dead? That's the bad vibe you got before.
Oh, great, just making sure.
I see. Thanks. She tries to read again.
Do I just leave her alone? Oh, you
Maybe your cockatoo is missing?
Really?
I don't mean to be to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here. What do you mean I'm being a cockatoo? Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore. Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain or your heraldic bird? Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thanks for the tip. Wonderful. The store is open. Look, you've got to ask the stupid questions sometimes to get some more tasks. I don't, as much as I'd like to skip 6 hours, I don't want to just, do it if,
Okay, let's go find that book then.
yeah. Gotta still make sure we keep 20 real on the side as well.
Yeah, because don't we need to pay him by a certain time point?
By
as well?
9. So, by the time Kim comes back, we need to pay him.
Okay.
So if we got books.
Books.
Gift books and molten candy. That's not what we want. The display rack is bringing warm paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Helmdall somewhere.
Nope.
Storekeep! Tell me about the Muscle Man books. Oh, Man from Heimdall. A very popular series of adventure novels. She looks at the book with some disdain. They're awfully immoral and violent books.
What's so popular?
Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to do. We've got little imagination and nothing to do. Sounds good. Which one shall I start with? What does it matter? They're all the same. She rolls her eyes, then fiddles with the pendant. However, the customer is always right, they say. The problem is, what would I get? Would I gain physical instrument by reading the book? You know?
Look through this laser box.
Yeah. Rows and rows of Heimdallman blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders, Man from Heimdall, Return to Heimdall, and the simplistic Man from Heimdall and the Heimdall Man. Good God, how many are they? Maybe 100. Man from Heimdall and the Sages at the End of the World, Man from Heimdall and the False God, Man from Heimdall and the Scorched Earth, Man from Heimdall, the Heimdall Colonies, Man from Heimdall and the Swamp Beast, Man from Heimdall and the Snow Crabs. These snow crabs are worse than they sound.
Enough.
Oh shit! No, I. A check.
Oh,
But first, not even close. Man from Heimdall in Hell, Man from Heimdall and the Forest of Slaves, Man from Heimdall under the Lake, Man from Heimdall, Heimdall Burning. There's even The Trial of Death, a pasternal combat game book set in the world of Heimdall the Man, and so much more.
sounds like Lord of the Rings. And
Conan the Barbarian mashed together.
yeah.
Pain
With it.
threshold. Do any of the books call out to me?
Okay.
A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching.
Ow.
Ow! Your hand reaches towards the book with a glossy cover art of the very muscular Man from Heimdall, in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man. She's laughing at him, belittling him. Between the throne and Heimdallaman lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Heimdall and the Devil Woman. Interesting.
Okay. Where are we going?
Now, the display rack before you is burdened with a pile of mans from Heimdall. So now there is just the Heimdallaman book, or Man from Heimdall and the Devil Woman.
Leave. I know.
That's something to consider once we got a little bit more money.
Mhm.
Right, what have we got here? Mountain of board games.
Oh, your section.
Yeah, perfect. It's nice to get a bit of me in this. A small mountain of colourful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by the Wirral related merchandise. Storekeep, what board games do you have here? Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Inchland, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Rowbitter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children. Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
I don't want to think about this.
Then don't. Look at me. Who'd want to have children with me? Or I don't feel as if I have any kids. Or yes, kids, friends, chicks. I have all of those.
I don't think I don't feel like I have any kids.
Friends are technically like family. She fiddles with a pendant, thinking. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations.
So Civ 5. Or the Civ games.
Yeah, it'll cost 12 real. So what about all these Wirral things? Lousy aura's there. She shudders. No, role-playing games are popular among those types, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
Okay.
We're playing an RPG where one of the characters slags off RPGs.
Yep.
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts, that they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly
D&D.
immoral stuff, yeah. You can
That's
still buy
D&D.
them, though. Yeah. So I've forgotten the pile of Wirral-related items. An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter
Yep.
the table.
D&D.
The topmost book is titled Welcome Compendium 2nd Edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katauk, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure book called Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velcret. Yep,
Yep. D&D.
books in a board game section? Who wants to read books? Anything that really catches my eye? There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd Edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes a fantastic adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real. The price is steep, but then it's a 3rd edition mega setting supplement, so it makes sense.
Hmm.
Nonsense for anemic binoclades.
Leave.
Okay,
So yeah, that was definitely D&D.
absolutely it was. We've got old sports magazine. Right, the other sets of books are upstairs.
There's one behind the desk, or is that something different?
There's just a pointer. Books, National Recipes of Ardor. They're all about lake trout. Well, none of them are our bird.
Nope.
Okay,
Magazine.
this shelf. These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the same Dick Mullen over and over. A couple spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and daring do. Storekeep, what's all this crime fiction? Oh, crime, robberies, murders. She lowers her voice. Even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out.
Okay.
You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective. Okay. Fair enough, insulting, condescending woman. Shelf of crime novels, crime fiction is a disgrace, an asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes and the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. Furthermore, they have no idea how hard it is to simply remove a body from a tree. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of the books found on the shelf?
Oh god, no.
Are you sure? But they might make us a better detective.
Okay, go. Fair enough.
Sure thing. You see, Dick Mullen on the job. Get me Mullen! The stalwart adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the murder in the orchard. The sordid affair of Dick Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the clock tower. The ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's funeral pyre. The murder of Dick Mullen. Dick Mullen dies? Oh no, it turns out he faked it to solve a case. Oh, good. Any more? Yes, there's also The Dame Who Did It, Farewell My Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The morbid tales of Dick Mullen, A Dark Tide Turns. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen, another one with fake death. And of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen? Do we have anything
Yes,
to
we do.
improve our reaction speed? We do, don't we? Okay. It's not.
Yep.
Nope, that reduces.
The
orange bum hat.
Okay, anything else?
Perfect. Physical instrument, electrochemistry. No.
What about tools and stuff?
Well, that. We could use the speed bottle. That would give us one. Well, we'd lose a morale, but we're at full morale.
No, that's Motorus. Not Ultra.
Motrix is the entirety of.
Oh.
That's the key skill. So that would increase all these by a base of 1 anyway.
Okay.
So, let's have some speed. Now that you've acquired some stimulants, it's time for a little pick-me-up. Time to detect. This is going to be really bad for my health, isn't it? It's not ideal, no, but you need the zeal. Let's face it, you're never going to finish the case without cheating. Okay, my buddy is ready. Let's do this. Whoa.
Yeah.
You raise the bottle, close a nostril, inhale furiously. The rush is almost immediate. It tastes bitter and caustic and stings a bit inside your nose. Mamma mia! Now the taste is slowly receding into your throat. The rush is growing in intensity. Your little heart pounding like a bird in a cage. A sweat breaks out across your brow. Your jaw clenches. Sweet, 30 experience because we completed the secret task of find speed and sniff it. You could work with this high, like literally work. Solve the case, file some papers, maybe clean up a hostel room, then solve another case, and then start a side investigation into the paranatural and build a radio computer. Whoa, this shit is strong. This shit is disco. Feels great. Are there any downsides to this at all? To this? You're kidding. There are downsides to not being on it. There are massive downsides. It's a potent neurotoxin. You're turning yourself into a thrayed idiot. Cool. Let's boogie. Spring. Everything is clear around you. You're ready to concentrate on the next task in the task chain. In the bottom right of the screen, there's a speed button. It gives +1 to motoric skills, perception, reaction speed, hand-eye coordination, savoir-faire, interface, and composure. This is good before a white check, but damages your morale. Hear that? Magnesium is what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium as you slouched. The magnesium levels in your blood are dangerously low. It's about the low magnesium levels and not the high alcohol levels. I fucking knew it wasn't the alcohol or the other things. Yeah, the other things. Long live the other things. Made you as strong as an ox, they have. So there's a lack of magnesium in me. Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream. So I need to mag it up. So I need to mag it sideways.
Mag it up.
You need to get so magged up. You probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already, and the only prescription to is insane amounts of magnesium. 1 stroke? Don't be so modest. He's having one right now. You're saying, I need to become a magnesium-based life form? There's a full cabinet. Yes,
Oh,
if you
jeez.
want to live, you need to evolve. You need to ascend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will reverse the damage to your circulatory system. Just remember, it's not the alcohol. Buy more of that too. Alcohol is not the problem.
I looked at coming straight.
And it's certainly not the dextroamphetamine. Oh, speed.
Yep.
Nor smoking for 40 years. It's the lack of magnesium and excess of coffee. You should stop drinking coffee. It wreaks havoc on your gastrointestinal system.
Uh-huh.
Wow!
Woo!
So, I mean, advanced race theory is still a thing. We still need to forget that at some point, I think. Actually, no, because we get conceptualization for it.
Ah,
So there's the righteous self-critique, the 15th in the tribe, and magnesium-based life form. So we'd lose shivers and gain probably maximum morale.
mm,
But anyway,
that was funny. That's a lot better. Nope. We don't know who did this.
motherfuck! I put myself on speed for that. We got a book. Ah, from A to Shriek, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo. A silver-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, calling its beak slightly open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title, From A to Shriek, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo.
Flip through the pages.
Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species, and they all have behavioural problems. You don't have behavioural problems. That's garbage. You're cool.
Uh-huh.
What about this guide to cockatoos, storekeeper? I've heard it's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious. We have interfacing, don't we, surely? Go back to the... Close, right. We've already got it on, haven't we? It's right there. It's the gloves, it's the gardening gloves.
Mm. Why are you thinking of our internet?
Yeah, good old 5-finger discount. That being said, how much is it?
$3.90. Like $4.
Alright, you know what? Let's try it, and if we fail, we can always buy it. It's a white check. Wee woo, wee woo. You wait for the storekeeper to be distracted. When she's not looking, you haul the tome of cockatoos into your pocket. It's quite a challenge, but eventually the guide to cockatoos is yours. Splendid effort.
So we're replacing for that half-inch stuff.
Oh, of course.
Oh, we also did speed, so there we go.
Well, yeah, there is that.
And we need alcohol, lots and lots of alcohol.
Yeah. So, a cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile chest found on the Seminine Islands in southern known for their
Face
intelligence.
Lamar.
Thank you. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioural issues.
More?
Yeah. This book talks about the delicate nature of toos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang bang cockatoo. It's colourfully illustrated. Alright, what problems do these birds have? Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their greedy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up.
Yeah, it sounds like I.
I could handle that. It'd be nice to have to have someone to talk to when feeling lonely. Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive.
Oh, that's pretty bad. Anything else?
It is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day and give them the full care that they need. These birds will never understand that you have a life of your own. Well, but there has to be something great about cockatoos as well. You're right, cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle, and show off, and will even scream for fun. often as loud as up to 135 decibels.
Marley.
Ouch, that much hurt. Not great for the neighbours. Performing? Yes, birdie. Let's read about the
Okay.
funeral cockatoo.
Okay.
This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus funerus, relates to its dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if dressed for a funeral 24/7. There's something indisputably ominous about it. Cool.
Okay.
Of course, Inland Empire would do that. Okay, the major majestic cockatoo. Perhaps the most impressive of all the species, the endangered major majestic cockatoo is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle, its pink-coloured wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature.
Okay.
In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold and beautiful species.
Okay.
And then we'll read about the most common bang-bang cockatoo. Despite its banging name, the bang-bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of all the species. Common in almost all Seminoles forests, as well as zoos and homes all over the world, its plumage is mainly grey and white. The Seminoles name Bang Bang is thought to be of onomatopoeic origins. Honestly, this bird does sound a bit like me. Yes, but all these cockatoo species are different. Which one are you? Oh no, option 4. But what if I'm just a fuck-up-a-two? A fuck-up and a cockatoo?
I like that actually.
Literally the sorriest cop on earth achievement unlocked. You're right, you're a fuckatoo embodied. This sorry ass bird belongs in your heraldry. He probably doesn't even have feathers and only screams.
Oh,
Well, okay then, so we ended that quest pretty suddenly.
yep.
Right,
Still
what
got
else
other
have we
books
got?
off yet.
The shelf of biographies. The plaque on the shelf reads biographies of famous people. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell. Storekeep, anything of note in this shelf? I would say, the woman hums to herself, the greatest innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to inocentric power. Great! I don't need to know any more. Shelves full of boxes of fame of people, whoever they are. Right, what have we got? Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's just all vapid egoism. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Uru and Alfie Della Traz, by one Cecilia Averbrook.
What is it about?
High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tawny racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver Jacob Iru. His blonde hair graces the cover. Next to Iru's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other.
Okay.
Eyeball Paul from Kevin and Perry Go Large is a weak ass compared to him. Next to that, Revacholian radio personality Gilmy Bevy stands in front of a run-down drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days. I really must insist you buy one of the books. You're interrupted by the shopkeep. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse, though, but not for too long. She understands that she has erred against the customer and immediately corrects course. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead, take your time. Time is commerce.
Okay.
And that's the map we stole, which then leads here. The shelf of paranormal books. Storekeep, what books are these? Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. She narrows her eyes. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up like opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no. Let's look through the shelf.
Yep.
Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness. unity, balance. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services. Okay, and how does that work? It serves platitudes while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to and which costs more than this book, is garbage, and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of everything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place. It's your own fault if you're ill. Got it. Does the book say anything else? The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from, how to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who's destroyed his liver, and there's even a chapter on the ancient Syria's tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
Well,
The throbbing in your head increases with every passing moment you gaze at this shelf. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pale. What's the pale? The book contains very little explanation on the matter. This knowledge seems to be taken for granted. Well, what's the book about? The book contains descriptions of various pseudo-scientific therapies, alternative medicines, and folk remedies involving the pale, also known as le territoire. For
Okay.
example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venic or hand broom made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree from the near pale. Even better if you can find someone else, preferably a large man dressed in nothing but a towel, to thrash you while you're spread naked and helpless on a cool slab.
sounds painful.
It is supposedly invigorating and good for the circulation. Alright, what else? It also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pail. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the pail and leave them there for 30 to 60 days depending on the potency desired. And what? Yeah, go on.
And what does this pale aged liquid do?
Among other benefits, it's alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health. That seems improbable. I should probably get my hands on some of that. What else is in there? For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the pale. Though a sidebar caution, readers limit each stroll to less than an hour. These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the preambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figures prominently in a number of these prescriptions. This is exactly what you need. I don't know. I don't want to be the party pooper, but this pale territory sounds sort of dangerous. Maybe you shouldn't walk in it naked?
Okay, also note.
There's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations. Well, I probably need that. Excuse me, sir, I believe you've been perusing that particular volume long enough. If you'd like to continue reading, I must insist you buy it.
Wanna?
Let's do it. Indeed, she mumbles, staring at the book for a moment. Something about that book does seem to have spoken to you. Well, I hope it contains what you're looking for. Well, here we go. Medicinal Purposes of the Pale. The cover of this heavy tome features a number of esoteric symbols. Flipping through the book, you find a number of sections on the general benefits of the pale. A large pharmacopoeia makes up nearly half of the book. What's a pharmacopoeia? You come across the following explanation. While modern pharmacopoeia are continually updated by so-called experts based on the results of clinical trials, readers will find assembled here the timeless wisdom relied upon by generations of traditional zeolite medicine practitioners, mystics, and Ilmaran folk doctors. Finally, something to calm the angry spirits that have been plaguing you. It seems to contain descriptions of the medicinal properties of various ingredients that may be gathered from the pale, as well as instructions for producing a variety of herbal remedies.
Is there anything there to restore lost memories?
There are a number of Sealite tonics that promise to improve your short-term memory, but nothing that speaks to your condition.
Okay.
Anything about curing an apocalyptic hangover? There's nothing in here that speaks to hangovers directly. However, while browsing through the various descriptions, you become convinced that you could assemble something from the ingredients listed here. Want to give it a shot?
Let's see what you got.
Yeah. First, you need to choose a base ingredient.
Say ginger root?
Ginger root? Okay. Next, you need to combine the base ingredient with an appropriate vehicle. Mix it with a dram of whiskey?
Mm.
Lastly, is there anything else you would like to add? A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
Ginseng root.
Yeah, ginseng. The tincture you've invented sounds intriguing, but its medicinal value is suspect, to say the least. It's safe to say it won't cure your hangover. Whoever wrote this never heard of the hair of the dog. Fuck this book. See if there's a bar open that'll still serve you. Would you like to try again? Yes. Okay. So you reckon the ginger root is correct?
Well,
We've got 2 other base ingredients. There's going to be 9 different
so do I
scenarios
just
here.
rule out? Do I rule out ginger root first?
Yeah, so let's do ginger root, and let's say boil it with tea made from birch bark.
Okay.
And should we still go with the ginseng root for now? Whatever, electrochemistry. So we try again. Ginger root, aloe vera, and ginseng. No. So
Ginseng's one of those three. Is not
yeah.
right.
So we now try with we keep going with ginger root. We try with whiskey, but we'll go with pomegranate.
Okay.
No. Okay, shut up, electrochemistry. We're doing this. Ginger root, tree bark, pomegranate. No. Okay, let's try again. Ginger root, aloe vera, pomegranate. We'll get there. We'll get there. Ginger root, whiskey, sugar. You've created a delicious tincture of whiskey and ginger. According to the pharmacopoeia, it should increase your energy and focus, though in your experience, it's only done the opposite. If only you could find one of these right now and drink the shit out of it. The book said it's good for you, so it'd be okay. Let's try again. Ginger, tea, sugar. Nope. Let's try again. Ginger.
Aloe
We
vera.
did do ginger tea, didn't I? Yeah. Ginger, paste, sugar. No.
Oh,
Right.
no.
Ginger is done.
Okay. Mint.
Mint, whiskey, pomegranate. No.
Oh,
Mint, tea, pomegranate. No.
I want to say it's gonna be like mint tea.
Mint, aloe vera, pomegranate. So we go mint, tea, sugar.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Mint, tea, pomegranate. No. Mint, tea, ginseng. No. God damn it. Right, mint, aloe vera, pomegranate. Oh. Holy shit. We've spent a lot of time doing this.
okay.
Look at the time on it.
Oh, balls.
Oh shit.
Um.
I'm sleeping on the bench tonight.
Maybe.
Oh, it does warn us reading time passes quickly.
Ah.
Bollocks.
Hey, ways to pass time.
Yeah, but not to... Oh, dear.
Quick load.
I'll see what happens with him first.
Disco.
Fucked up.
Can I help you?
We're good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kim should be back too.
Yeah. Maybe. Well, we've at least skipped to day 3, I guess.
Mm.
Whoops.
Yeah, trying to figure out what that fucking thing was.
Kim?
Well, is the motorcade outside?
That's a fair point. No, I think he actually literally meant tomorrow, didn't he?
Probably.
Yeah, it's still not out. Which means, though, we've also passed 9 o'clock, which means we do have a new task next time.
Yep. Start Wednesday.
No. Speak to the smoker on the balcony.
Hmm.
So we'll do that next week.
Okay.
So if you liked us wasting 6 hours of game time concocting a recipe that we didn't make,
Oh, but we're all not ginger.
yeah, and pretty much ruled out mint,
Mm.
then like, share, and subscribe, and me and Dee will see you next week, where we now get to interrogate someone.
Mm. And it's Wednesday, so we can unlock everything else.
Maybe.
There's the lock should open tomorrow on the other side.
More
mean-
quests.
More stuff to do.
So we'll see you then.
Woo!
Bye.